is He Knows the Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, y'all. Errol the True Spence shook the boxing world and called out Canelo Alvarez. And the reason why he called out Canelo is because Errol the True Spence wanted you to know, like Richard Schaefer said, we ushered out of the Mayweather era and we ushered into the Spence era. Let me say it again. We ushered out of the Mayweather era and we ushered into the Spence era. So the truth of the fact of the matter is Errol the True Spence is a fighter that's letting you know that he's taking on the mantle that Mayweather left. This is why you see Mayweather is hot and bothered like grits. And he's trying to hold on to his Mayweather legacy. Mayweather's a prima donna. This is the issue of Mayweather that I can't defend. And this is the stuff that I was trying to tell you. This is the problem fundamentally that Mayweather has. Floyd Mayweather is a fighter who likes to make things about himself when really it shouldn't be about himself. And when he does these things, it causes fundamental issues. Floyd Mayweather has positioned himself as a fighter who doesn't want to be forgotten. And that's a fundamental problem, because out with the old, in with the new. Let me say it again. Out with the old, in with the new. Let me say it again. Out with the old, in with the new. So the truth of the fact of the matter is, out with the old, i.e. Floyd Mayweather, in with the new, Errol the True Spence. And like Richard Schaefer said, we ushered out of the Mayweather era. We ushered into the Spence era. He was talking about the Mikey Garcia fight. Because Richard Schaefer saw how Errol the True Spence demolished Mikey Garcia the same way that Floyd Mayweather demolished Canelo Alvarez. He just saw a black slickster style, a black African American demolish a Mexican fighter in so emphatic fashion. Because you know, when you take black fighters and Mexican fighters and you put them together, it's fireworks. Let me say it again. You take a black fighter and a Mexican fighter, you put them together, it's fireworks. Errol the True Spence is the next boxing superstar. Floyd Mayweather knows this. This is why you see Floyd Mayweather took the jab and said that a boring ass chihuahua barking behind the damn fence in Terrence Bud Crawford is better than Errol Spence. Floyd Mayweather don't believe that shit. He's just saying that because Floyd Mayweather is using the 48 laws of power. See, this is when you use the 48 laws of power into the wrong situation, into the wrong dichotomy. When He Knows the Sport uses the 48 laws of power, he uses it in a fashion to where he basically uses it as a way to explain certain things to you guys so that you guys can understand the level of superiority versus inferiority. Let me say it again. So that you guys can understand the difference between superiority and inferiority. But not that He Knows the Sport is going to take it and just run with it and just basically make it seem like it's something that is so weird. Here's the problem. Floyd Mayweather took this 48 laws of power and used it for the wrong reasons. And see, people can learn something and use it for the wrong reasons. Floyd Mayweather has taken the self-preservation of the law of the land to the extreme bit. He's making everything about himself. This is why fight fans have a fundamental problem with him. And the fundamental problem that you guys would have with him, I don't disagree. If you notice, He Knows the Sport has never gone against the grain in how you guys view Floyd Mayweather. The issue that I have with Floyd Mayweather fundamentally is Floyd Mayweather's too self-absorbed. And his self-absorption, it causes him to make fatal mistakes. Your time is done. You are no longer fighting. This is Errol the True Spence reign. Everybody that has a true boxing eye test knows this. Let me say it again. Everyone that has the true boxing eye test knows this. That Errol the True Spence is supposed to reign supreme because he's the dominating fighter. So Floyd Mayweather, go sit down somewhere and what? Higgity fucking hush. Because this is Errol the True Spence reign and not yours. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out. This is He Knows the Sport. Rechecking back in. First time I've ever rechecked back in from a. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out. No. This is He Knows the Sport. Rechecking back in. So let's recheck back in. Errol the True Spence. The reason why he called out Canelo Alvarez is because he wanted to put his ass on notice. He wanted to let the boxing world know that he could do exactly what Floyd Mayweather did to Canelo Alvarez. That's why Errol the True Spence did that. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys. This is why Errol the True Spence is the most hated boxer since Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather understands this. And this is what Floyd Mayweather is afraid of, and this is what Floyd Mayweather is jealous of. The fact that he has lost his polarization to Errol the True Spence. Let me say it again. The fact that he's lost his polarization to Errol the True Spence because Floyd Mayweather was the polarized figure. And that made him unique. He didn't think that another boxer could come in and step into that rarefied company. Let me say it again. Floyd Mayweather was a polarized figure in the boxing world. And he didn't think another boxer would come behind him and step into that rarefied company. Gervonta Tank Davis has stepped into that. But the problem with Gervonta Tank Davis is he's missing a few screws up here. But at the same time, Gervonta Tank Davis has not really fully stepped into a position to where he could monopolize, monopolize or monetize fully or basically manipulate that situation to his benefactor. Errol the True Spence clearly is intelligent. He's a genius. His dad talks about how smart Errol Spence is, and you can see this. Spence has charisma, but it's in a different way. It's a charisma that's inviting. It's not a charisma that's just so turned offish and toxic like a Mayweather, to the point where Mayweather's polarization has people that jump on his bandwagon, and then he has a majority of people that want to see him lose. Errol the True Spence has a completely different dichotomy. He still has a whole bunch of people that want to see him lose. But at the same time, the people that want to see him lose actually like him more than they like Floyd Mayweather. You know why? Because they see the authenticity and the consistency with Errol the True Spence. They don't see no fakery, and they don't see no coonery, and they don't see no tomfoolery. Let me say it again. They don't see no fakery, they don't see no coonery, and they don't see no tomfoolery, because these people that gripe against Errol the True Spence used to be Errol the True Spence fanboys. Let me say it again. These people that griped against Errol the True Spence used to be Errol the True Spence fanboys. That's the truth of the fact of the matter. He knows the sport likes Errol Spence because I see special, dog. And remember what He Knows the Sport told y'all. Special begets special. Because He Knows the Sport is special, so he has to beget special. Let me say it again. He knows the sport is special, so he has to beget special. When I look at Errol the True Spence, I see a lot of myself in me, in that guy. That's why I rocks with him. Has nothing to do with the fact that he's Errol the True Spence. It's just a lot of special qualities of He Knows the Sport that He Knows the Sport sees in Errol the True Spence. He Knows the Sport is the ultimate truth teller on YouTube. Errol the True Spence is the ultimate truth teller in the ring. Let me say it again. He Knows the Sport is the ultimate truth teller on YouTube. Errol the True Spence is the ultimate truth teller in the ring. That's the truth of the fact of the matter. That's the dichotomy that He Knows the Sport has as it relates to Errol the True Spence. But when you see Errol the True Spence calling out Canelo Alvarez, that has everything to do with the fact that Errol the True Spence has the utmost belief that he can demolish Canelo Alvarez in the ring. He can maul him and he can punish him. And see, the problem is the Cinnamon Alvarez fanboys don't want to come to that conclusion. That Canelo Alvarez is a fighter that if you put a special fighter like a Floyd Mayweather or Errol Spence in the ring with him, they can expose him. That's the truth of the fact of the matter. That's the cold-hearted, unadulterated, cutthroat truth. All this stuff about, Canelo Alvarez, he's way bigger than Errol the True Spence. Please. They meet at 160, Errol the True Spence will dispatch him. He will maul him. He will punish him, and he will stop him. Let me say it again. He will dispatch him. He will maul him. He will punish him, and he will stop him. That's the facts. And if people can get behind that and they can understand why Errol the True Spence could do that because of the Energizer Bunny in him, a la Canelo Alvarez stamina is shit. And then they have to look at the fact that Errol the True Spence is the best body snatcher 2.0, and Canelo Alvarez is the second best body snatcher in the game. And then you have to look at the fact that Errol the True Spence can box on his fucking toes as much as he can fight on the front foot, which makes him dangerous. His back foot game is just as lethal as his front foot, which makes him a two-way fighter. Let me say it again. His back foot game is just as lethal as his front foot game, which makes him a two-way fighter. If you've done homework on Errol the True Spence, you will know his two favorite fighters are, actually his three favorite fighters are Terry Norris, Sugar Ray Leonard, Pernell Whitaker. These are his top three favorites. And his honorable mention is Floyd Money Mayweather. Let me say it again. Terry Norris, Sugar Ray Leonard, Pernell Whitaker, and his honorable mention is Floyd Mayweather. That tells you everything you need to know about the Errol the Truth Spence style. This is Hino's Sport. Check it out.